Yeah, I'm looking the way of doing that.
Okay.
How much? 19?
I'm saying like 2 months later, so
Yeah.
we'll see what they say. But basically, we'll get. Let's say if we go the week of the 11th, we'll fly
Yeah.
on Monday morning, and we'll do the kickoff like in the afternoon.
Let me know when you can see our screen.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep, we're seeing your screen.
Workshops. Friday,
Okay,
and then
so I give here Matias the control so he can show you the nervous.
It's really not 5 full days, but
4 days.
a little. Or
Okay.
Hello, are you ready?
like one use.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
He said he's like, you might.
my current request was about the dynamic navigation.
Yeah, but we are
We're not at that
When you have a query with no results, get out that link from this top navigation. For this example, we have sweaters have only one result, and we are going to take down his stock, and this link going to be shown. We have here the product, and it will be manually variant.
Sorry to interrupt you. Before you continue, we are hearing someone speaking behind you.
Yeah, but still that doesn't make any difference to us. It's the first time for us. Yeah.
I was like, look, I don't want to be like months into it.
Yeah, there is a conversation behind.
Yeah.
We skimmed that on.
Yeah, it sounds like a Ram or
Yeah,
no, it's not.
Ram, I'm going to mute you. Okay. Continue, please.
Okay. Well, we have the product here, and we are going to the stock levels and put 0 stock. Save. Sorry. This is online, so we don't must synchronize.
Yep.
And for some reason, the solar shop is not good configuration, so we must run it by hand.
Yes, you're right, because I'm not. No, I have received the solar notification.
You have seen it?
Yeah, today I have received 1, 2, 4, 5 notifications regarding the execution of solar.
Okay, because we tested today, but doesn't work well when I change the...
Sorry. I got the notification, but the status is job failed, current status finished.
Oh,
so the
okay.
job is with fail status.
Okay. Now this synchronize the data stock, and we go to the CMS. And here we're going to synchronize the catalogs.
Yes, I'm going now, please.
I think it's ended, but it's a little slow. So we are going to try go again. No, it's not ended. Oh, it's finished. And now again, and the boy, the sweaters category is no more there.
The idea is that when you don't have products or outfits for some of the links you put in the navigation, the top navigation, this even a synchronization or a custom cron shop that Matias created will hide those links so the customer don't go to a category where he won't find anything.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah?
Actually, I guess Federico logged a defect. No? Wasn't regarding when the... I was wrong. Ah, okay. No, just forget about it. Forget about it.
You can see the cron shop to do this manually without the synchronization. This cron shop have the same effect that synchronization does. You can, if you want, show the link no matter the results of the query. You can go here, enter to the top menu bar node, go to the links, and for example, One Piece. And you can see two flags, always enable if you want to always show that link, or always disable if you want never show, even if you have results. Okay. For example, you put always enable, you go on again, and you have One Piece, but without any results.
Got it.
That is all for the change request one.
Perfect.
If you have any questions?
Not from here. I think it's very clear. So now we have the CR6, right, from Sebastian?
Yeah, guys, we are leaving now because we have another call in a few minutes. So let me see. I don't know if you can make presenter Sebastian or I can do it.
Hi, sorry. Yeah.
Sebastian, are you there?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you see
Yeah, we're seeing your screen.
the one with the gyro tickets? Because I have two screens. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just just a quick heads up. Sometimes I have a flaky internet connection. So sometimes my voice might disappear for a few seconds, and you just have to interrupt me if that happens.
Okay.
So I'm first going to quickly talk about the CR6, the SEO optimizations. Right now, those are all documented mostly in the tickets. I documented the implementation.
Perfect.
And so it's probably easiest if you just look for the component CR6 SEO enhancements to look up things there if there's any questions. Or, I mean, obviously, contact me.
That's great. Having the work with them is great.
Good, good. So in this change request, we have a few things, and I'll just quickly go through all of them. Let's start with a very simple one, the canonicalization. So what we did, one of the SEO recommendations we got from Gymboree, through Gymboree, was that all pages should have a canonical URL, and that's the way that works is very simple. You'll have a tag in the header information of the HTML that represents the canonical URL, and the way we implemented it is for almost all pages it's the same, and for the search result pages there's a slight difference, and I'll show you that quickly.
Okay.
If we look at just one example page now, that would be a product detail page, and you'd have to look at the HTML code, obviously. You should, for all pages, you should be able to find the canonical tag, which I'll just highlight here in the HTML. So that the way that looks is it's just a link attribute with a href to the actual page you're looking at.
Yeah.
And then it's called relation canonical. The way that we do it, that we basically strip off just all parameters of the query string that can be part of the URL. So if you have pages that contain any additional parameters, oh, they disappear here. They should never show up in the actual canonical URL.
Okay.
The only exception is for searches. So if you search for something like shirts, I just searched for, then the query attribute of that query string, that we considered part of the canonical URL, because that sort of defines the content of that page.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah, so if you see that here, then you see the canonical link for search results contains the query string, query equals shirts in this product. But for example, if you change the sorting and you get a new URL in the browser which contains the sorting parameter, that will be omitted from the canonical URL.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so that's very simple. And that's pretty much all there is for this part of the enhancement.
It's the same to validate this canonical reference in any page, no matter which?
Yes, it should be, I think, in every page.
Every page.
Yeah, I think if I recall it right, yeah, it will be added for all pages, so it should be on any page, actually.
Okay, so will be enough to validate it in the most important pages, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Category page, home page. Okay.
Right, so all the pages that have to do with product listing, product display or anything. I mean, it is also part of, let's say, the account pages, for example, but as they are only they won't be. So I mean, the point of the canonical URL is for search engines to get an idea of which pages actually represent the same content. So obviously, anything that is behind a user password won't be crawled anyway. So, but it's still there because it's easier to implement it like this.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first one. Now let me go back to the next ticket. Yeah, adding configurable mechanism for meta tags title and description. So what we do here for certain pages, we added the meta tags for title and the meta tag for description. And for all the product listing, the SEO requirement was that we should be able to put certain placeholders in these tags that then at runtime get resolved into, for example, product name or category name and so forth. And the way that is that should be configurable is through the CMS cockpit. So what we basically do now is I'll look for that. I'll log into the CMS cockpit. We enhanced the page template by those two attributes that allow you to specify any value containing certain placeholders. I'll just demo it now on the actual online version, but obviously if you change things in the staged version, you would have to synchronize it before going online.
Yeah, well, that's another thing we should test, right?
Yeah, I mean that should be part of the test, but I'll just demonstrate to you quickly what sort of the workflow or the idea is. Yeah. Let's look at the product page. If you edit the product page, so I did this prior to this demo. I already put in some text here, and I customized customized the UI. Normally, these two new attributes will be under the other tab, and they're called meta tag template title and meta tag template description. And you have a little hover over here, a pop-up that will give you the valid placeholders. So it's also for people who actually work with it, they can at least see those. Now these placeholders obviously can only be used or when they make sense. So a product name, for example, only makes sense in the context of the product detail page. If you have a listing page, there's no single product name that would be part of it. What happens if you add any of these placeholders and if it's not applicable in that context, then we just remove it without showing anything. So what we added here, for example, for product detail is you would say product name in department name space category name at site name. And these are those placeholders. And then if you open a product detail page, let me just quickly see. I think I had a link here ready. Then you should see that as a meta tag. In the header again, there is a meta tag for title now, and then it gets replaced with the actual product name, hand-smocked floral one piece. In girl, which would be the department name, short sleeves, the category name, at Jane and Jack stores, and the site name. So that's generally the idea. And then if we, for example, then obviously if you change anything in here, if it's in the online version, then it gets saved instantly, and upon reload, you would have that. You would find that here. The same placeholders can be applied for both title tag, the title meta tag, as well as the description tag. For if we look back at this placeholder for product description, the requirement was that we take only the first full sentence of the actual product description. So we really just look through the description in the product and stop after the first first dot or that we find. So that.
Okay. Okay. So you take the first part of the string until a dot.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's a very simple solution, but that was the requirement, the first sentence, and yeah, so that's why here. Yeah.
There was any requirement regarding the length of that string? Is there any control regarding the length of that sentence?
No,
What
no,
happens
we
if
don't.
the description doesn't have any dots?
Then we take the full description.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was now the, and I think for this particular case that shouldn't really make a difference, because I don't think there's really a limit as to how long the description is supposed to be. But if that's needed, that would be an easy fix, obviously, to limit it to a certain number of characters or something. Right now, the only restriction or the only thing is we stop after the first full stop or period.
So it's a period. It's only a period. Okay.
Yeah, it's only a period, so I haven't done anything like a exclamation mark or question mark or anything else.
Okay, okay.
But that's very simple changes. If those were needed, then that would have to be added as something.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. That's the sort of the simple part. For the another part of this requirement was for the listing pages, like department, category, collection pages. There should be a fallback mechanism that would allow that let's say that if you list all short sleeves, and I believe that's already an example. So we have on QA, we have currently some problem that happens probably on one or two of the nodes. Let me see if I can, this is probably on the wrong node. Let me see if I can do this. I haven't, my local system isn't completely up to date, or at least I haven't really tried it in a while. But I'll try to switch quickly to my local system, because there's a QA problem, or a problem on QA with some nodes that some classes are not found, and this affects this logic, but it's not caused by it, and boldly claim. So yeah, it's I might not be able to
show this part.
Let's see. I'll just give me a short try. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to work on my local system either.
Okay.
What's the best? So some parts work here. Well, I can first quickly maybe explain the idea.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know it seems to work. So if you look at a category page, and I think I had one prepared on QA. The girl category page.
Yes.
So if you would add a parameter here, yeah, I wrote, for example, here in the meta template title a test. Then this would be taken, but if there's also one, or if there's one defined on the department page, but non-defined on the category, then it would fall back to the department page. So basically, the idea being on the department page, you would maybe define the very generic title or description meta tag, and then you can specify it on the more concrete pages, like your sub-category, your actual category ones. Yeah. So let me see if this yeah, it seems not a problem that always occurs, but so and now I have one defined for short sleeves, for girl short sleeves, there's now the title tag attest because I put it in there. But I also have one defined on the level on the department page for girl. And that,
there is.
And for the one for the department page, I just set department name at site name, so this translates for girl into girl at Janie and Jack store. And if we went back now to short sleeves, if I remove it here from the short sleeve, my customization, then it should fall back to the department page tag. So I remove it from the girl category page, my test that I just showed you earlier. And if I reload the page now, I'm again working on the online catalog. Obviously, this would be normally done through staged. Then you see now, and now it falls back to the title falls back to the one defined in the department page. So there's this sort of fallback mechanism for categories and departments and for collections as well. And that's all also documented here in the tickets.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's that ticket. What else do we have? We have URL adjustments and the redirection for expired products. It basically just means prior, I think we had a bug nobody really discovered. Before we weren't using the actual slug, which were already defined on categories, but we used the actual category name. So we really use the slug name of categories and departments and so forth in the URL. But we also,
Sebastian, what does slug mean? Sorry.
Slug is, no, I don't actually know if it's an acronym for anything, but the idea of a slug is that you have a sort of a browser or URL friendly representation of a name. So if you have, let's say, short sleeves with a space in between, then the slug would be probably short minus sleeves or something.
Okay, got it.
So that it's, and for that we have already a field in the categories in the HMC. You can see that. I don't know if you can see it in the cockpits too, probably somewhere. And so the idea was that for SEO purposes, it might be useful to play around and change those URLs or to change the slugs basically of that. So that is possible. One other thing they wanted was that there's also another fallback mechanism. If a product link or product detail link doesn't exist anymore, then we shouldn't just show a 404 error, but we should redirect to the category of that, where that product used to be in. And then if that category also doesn't exist, we should fall back to the department. So if we go back, I think I just had some product detail page here.
That could be tested with the previous CR.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. So here, if I just change the product code to something that doesn't exist, then it should fall back to the short sleeves category. And now this all pending that there's no error again on. But yeah, so this is what it does. It then redirects you to the short sleeves. And likewise, if the short sleeves category wouldn't exist anymore, I just enter some random other one. It should redirect you to the girls page, which now again we run into this intermittent QA problem. But that's something you can then also test. So then you would effectively be redirected to the girls department page. That's those are the main important parts for this. I also wrote down the details as far as I know them for if you actually change a slug in the HMC, because we use in the product detail page, for example, we use those slugs for the department and for the category coming out of Solar in order to to make such a change effective in the front end, you would have to change the slug of a category and then synchronize, if it's in stage catalog, obviously synchronize to online, and then also run the Solar index, rerun that one in order to make those changes be pushed into Solar, as far as I know, and maybe Leandro left, I think. So I don't know if I'm not a Solar expert. Maybe there's an even a more optimized way to not have to rerun the whole Solar index, but
no.
it might be.
No.
This at least should. This is at least the way that I know how it works. Because that's also how I tested it.
It's the same way we use.
Yeah, and I mean, this is not a change that happens on a daily basis or anything, so it's not really. I expect those SEO adjustments to happen not very often.
Yeah, and wait until night to do the job.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Got it.
So then the two other tickets that are left both have to do with the same idea of microdata. Microdata is something. It's also here linked in the ticket again. It's a way to enhance your HTML. The microdata is one sort of format that we use, that we decided for, that was sort of decided to use, that Google offers. And it's the way it works. You can look. There's short videos or short explanations. I can just give you a very brief idea, which probably already enough to get the gist of it. You enhance your HTML with certain certain attributes, item scope, have some link to it, and then enhance your various data. So that when the web search engine crawler crawls your site and your page, that it then can use this information extracted and then present it in a better way in the search results. So it's somewhat semi-semantic or extra semantic, semantic enrichment, or whatever you want to call it. And we, for the CR6, for that change request, we did two enhancements. One is for the product detail page. So there are a bunch of tags we added. And the best way actually to test this is there's a Google provides. I mean, obviously you can read through the HTML code, but the actual better way is obviously to use a tool that Google provides.
That's what I was going to ask you. What is the way of testing this besides looking into the code?
Right. Yeah. So the best way. There's this Google Rich Snippets tool. It's also linked in those tickets, where you can either hand in a URL. Now that won't work with the QA environment because we have this user agent string that Google wouldn't know of, so it can't read those pages. You can paste in also HTML code. What I did when I implemented it, and this is maybe not, I don't know if there's a way for you to test it like that. I just basically saved certain HTML pages and put them temporarily on a publicly accessible web server, and then use the URL so that Google can read this data. Because then you get, especially when it comes to testing the product detail page, you get the whole picture of how Google reads the whole page. Just if you paste HTML code in here, you only have 1,500 characters, and for the product detail that might not be enough to test the whole page at once. For the breadcrumb, which we'll get to in a second too, that might be enough, but for the product detail, the data is spread over a few parts of the page.
Sebastian,
yeah?
I wonder myself, I know you already did this with this tool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a better way of, or what would be our valuable input besides this tool. I just wonder, I'm asking myself if that is not enough. Probably we won't add more value than this tool. So probably in this specific task, I wonder if myself if this is it just enough, and that's it.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
I cannot think about something better than these tools, knowing that our knowledge regarding these things, these technical things, is nothing. It's zero.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, I tested this. I haven't tested this after the code was merged back to the map, because I developed on a separate branch, or we all did, and then we merged back. So I haven't tested it since probably 3 weeks or so. So that might be the only thing. But I've seen at least, I mean, it's very unlikely from what I know how the merge went and everything, it's very unlikely that anything is corrupted. But yeah, it's true. The question is really what extra value do you get out of testing?
So our value will be there to re-execute these things in the final environment, the QA environment, right?
Yeah.
And what is the expected result after you paste the code here, the HTML? What Google provides you? What gives you a report?
Yeah. Let's quickly see actually if we can go.
Just to know.
So I can show you. Yeah, I can show you what you can do if you just use this HTML part.
Yes.
If you try to find this breadcrumb, this is the other ticket, then not the product information, but it's the same idea. If you have to find the breadcrumb code, which starts somewhere around here. So if I would just copy this whole piece of HTML, and if I then paste it in here and have a preview, then Google will scrape this part and it will tell you well, certain things. Now it detects here those breadcrumbs, home, girl, short sleeves. It will show you the extracted structured data, which is, I mean, it will tell you that's basically the data that we put in there. Yeah, so this is sort of the idea. And if you have if you can link it to a complete page, then you might get the actual page title here, not this template. Your page title comes here. You might get additional information like the actual domain name here, which and for especially for the products data, then you would get further information here for pricing and yeah, all these things that we find here.
Yeah, but the main idea is to make suggestions over that HTML.
Sorry, to make?
Yeah, what Google provides you is which things will be better to have there.
Right. Well, yeah, it tells you which information it found here on that page now, or on this piece of code. So that's all. That's from our perspective, from the perspective of what we were supposed to implement. This is sort of the closest way that you can verify that.
The breadcrumb, all the properties that are specified in the task.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
In Jira, we will find here description, image, name, URL. All these these are the parameters we should find when we paste the entire HTML in that Google application.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, I can say it's passing or failing. If I
and then there's
okay, got it. Okay.
Right, and then there's I think I put a comment in here. Yeah, for example, a thing I noticed during the implementation is that the description can be truncated. So that happened, for example, we put in the whole description, where we declare the description on. Do I have it open here somewhere? This description that you have on the product detail page, here it's like 7 lines long. So Google might take the liberty to truncate that, and that's just, I noticed that the HTML is complete here and complete in the test, but the result that Google comes back with is truncated, and that's something out of our control, obviously. But I just wanted to list it so that it's clear that this is not a restriction on our end, but something that Google.
Yeah, not to have a false positive.
Right, and it's for image that's sort of even worse. The image tag itself gets correctly detected, and you would see that then, for example, in this result from Google, it'll always show you the extracted structured data, and then somewhere there you would find something about image, but the image itself doesn't show up in this little preview. And I looked that up. It is actually, and it might make sense. It might just be a business decision that Google made to say we're not going to show images of products here because that that interferes maybe with the AdSense or ad market or something. So that's I found that in various forums that that's a restriction right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's commented in this ticket as well.
Okay. Good.
Okay, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. The other thing is the breadcrumb. We also just looked at that, so that ticket contains the other information, what should be there.
Okay.
And I just showed you also. So that's, I think that's that from my perspective for the change request number 6.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Cool.
These tasks are all under CR6.
Yeah.
In the right?
Yeah. CR6 SEO enhancements. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Sebastian. Here now we go with Ram. I don't remember right.
Sorry, I just had an outage. I didn't hear what you said. Who would be next?
Now we go with CR8.
Ah, okay.
Ram, are you there?
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
So
Sebastian,
I guess somebody has to make me the presenter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just did that.
Good.
So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Is it the Chrome window you're seeing?
Yep.
Okay. So to give a brief overview about CR8, this is about the solar preview functionality, and I worked on the backend part of it, which includes indexing the staged version of the index and setting the preview date on the base store, which would be used by the CMS cockpit. I guess I'm not sure who implemented that part of it, but what it shows is the preview date in the future when you browse the CMS library view, I guess, in the CMS cockpit. So for my part, the CMS preview functionality uses a staged index we used to have before, and what it does is Gymboree wanted the functionality to have like preview the site into the future. So we have, as you can see, the cron job solar full index preview published job. It has the parameters which says effective date, but this is actually the number of days into the future. Like let's say you want to see the site 15 days from now, you would say effective date would be 15 days from now. How the site would look like, I mean, which means the products which are online after 15 days or let's say you have two products A and B, and their online date is like 15 days from now, the site would, at least the staged index would contain all the products which are online from 15 days into the future. Like 15 days from future would be, let's say 28th February, and all the products which are online on that date or before that date. So you get the picture, right?
Okay. That applies for the products that are actually in the stage with an online date in the future.
Yeah, online date in the future, and yeah, and also the products which are also online before that date. So that meaning,
okay.
so that doesn't mean that the products that are online, already online, are not considered, but they are also considered.
Okay.
So what it effectively does is it also includes the products that are online from in a future date, like let's say 15 days from now. But that doesn't mean that it excludes the products that are already online. Is it clear, or?
And where do you see that preview?
I guess in the CMS cockpit. I'm not aware how that is implemented, but I just implemented the indexing part of it.
What was the way you could validate the cruncher was taking the correct products? You just look at
okay, so you have to, you can either check the CMS preview view, I guess, or the solar index, the stage version. Like you can see the solar product detail index, staged, and product category index stage, and outfit index staged.
But you're saying that this preview impacts the stage of solar?
Mm-hmm. Sorry?
Well, the XML that is generated from this cruncher,
Yeah.
where we can see it? In the solar console, anywhere inside the solar console?
I mean,
Or
did
we
you?
can take from somewhere the file that this cruncher generates, besides the CMS part?
Besides the CMS part, so you can browse the solar index, right, through the front end. Solar has a front end, right? Like let's say. So this is the solar master for QA, and you can browse it like this, right? You can check, you can query.
Yep, but that's the stage index.
Yeah.
Not a preview.
No, it's the same index. It's the staged and preview. It's just the name. So we are using the staged index for the preview.
Okay. So once you run this job,
yeah, so the data will
are impacted in the stage index of solar.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's right. But there is a front-end part to this, and that's the way I guess the front-end part of it was implemented. Like you can browse this site in the CMS cockpit, I'm not sure how that's implemented, but I guess you would have to get in touch with either Guillermo or Leandro. Maybe they know
I
more.
remember. I remember from the beginnings. Originally, there was a requirement. I think was leave out of the code, where you could preview in some date
Yeah.
the entire site.
Yeah.
That was not implemented. I think this shop would be a part of that original requirement.
Okay. I guess it got delayed a bit, and then we had to do a change request, I guess. But,
yeah. And what did you do to validate that it was working? You just configured some products with a future online date, and
yeah.
you run this job?
Yeah, pretty much what I did was put in some products which are online in future, like 2 or 3 days from today, and then change the effective date to like 3 days or something, and then run the cron job. And there are also other rules for this cron job to take into account, like they wanted to mark the price, like if you don't have an online price at the effective date you're trying to preview the site, you provide a mark price, and that price will be used to display whatever pricing information. This mark price will be used to index the solar. So that's one thing. And there is also one rule regarding the inventory. So we have to like fake inventory if the product effective date, online date is from, I'll give you an example. So let's say a product, there are products A and B, and one product's online date is, let's say, February 12th, and one product's online date is February 16th, and you're trying to publish the preview index to the solar, and you wanted to preview the site 2 days from now. So let's say product B, which has an online date of February 16th, does not have any inventory. And product A, which has an online date of February 12th, also does not have an inventory. So what the rules for the faking the inventory are, so the product B, which has an online date of February 16th, is online from the current date. I mean, the online date is in the future based on the current date, that is February 14th, which for which we'll fake the inventory. But for the product which has an online date of February 12th, does not have an effective date, like online date is not in the future, like it's before February 14th, so we'll not fake the inventory for the product which has online date of February 12th. So is that clear, or do you have any questions?
Little bit.
Okay. So let me say it again. So the rule is, if the product's online date is in the future, which is based on the current date, then you fake the inventory. Otherwise, you don't fake the inventory.
Okay. Okay.
So it's based on the current date. So as in February 16th is future from today, but February 12th is not future from today, it's in the past.
Okay, got it.
So the product's online date.
You said the amount of days in the future, okay.
Yeah, based on the current date.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
What
So
I not totally understand, not the implementation, but why in Cronshop makes impact on the stage catalog, because, for example, you create a preview 15 days forward where some products gets online. So in that moment you make impact on the stage, those products gets online. When if you perform a synchronization from stage to online, those products will be online from a preview. So the preview functionality lose sense because you are generating incorrect information because it was from a preview, but you have the chance to synchronize that preview to the online catalog. Is that correct?
yeah, I mean, this is more like getting to know what the site would look like at some point in the future, but that doesn't mean
Yeah, but after you perform a preview, if you forget about the preview and press synchronization from stage to online, you will get all that preview online, right?
Sure.
That's not making sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they wanted.
If you need the stage catalog as it should be again, you have to run this Cronshop again with effective date today.
No, for stage it doesn't matter, right?
Sorry?
I mean, for staged index it does not matter at all. The index you should be concerned about is the online index, which is used to display products in the front end, right? But like if you make any changes for testing, I guess you would have to probably have a different set of data maybe.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? Or?
Yeah, technically we have understood. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand if you make any changes to the stage version, right? Then
yeah, maybe if for a preview propose, I would expect another catalog, but not the stage one.
Yeah.
Just for a preview purposes.
Yeah, I guess that's what they wanted.
You run with the risk of someone pressing synchronization and get that preview online.
Sure. Yeah, but that's what they wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, is there any other questions or?
Questions? Not from here, Ram. Thank you very much.
Okay. So I guess you would have to get some perspective on the front end side of it, maybe.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah. All right.
Well, now we go with the CR12 from Sebastian again. Sebastian, are you there?
Yes, yeah, I was muted. I didn't find the control. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the last one, Sebastian.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we are here.
Okay.
The last one.
So CR12 is really.
Lunch.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah,
That's actually. Oh, I think we have a big lag here. Whenever I start talking, you do too. I think we have a few seconds of delay here.
Yes.
Okay. So CR12 is very simple. It's not really much to talk about. I can quickly just say things. So CR12 really deals. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Or
Yes.
yeah. So that really is just this tiny counter. Oops. Next to the My Bag screen that just lists the amount of items in your bag. So that's really the main thing about it is something has changed here. It seems. Maybe some logic has changed here that I wasn't aware of.
No. There you have 3.
Yeah. That's but there used to be another small mini card or something that I don't see anymore. Maybe that has changed.
The mini card, yeah, you're right.
It somehow seems to be gone. So then somebody must have also moved around a little bit of the logic, I hope. Well, that's a good thing that you tested again then. I can just say 2 things from a technical perspective. The way it's done, this little counter is that as this whole part is part of the header, and the requirement was to be able to cache the header. This is no logic that happens on the server side initially, but the way it works is first the whole page gets loaded, and then there is an AJAX request that gets the little number basically. So so that means basically the page is loaded initially. You don't for a brief minute you don't see the number, and then there's an AJAX request, and depending how fast
Was implemented in the presentation lab. Okay.
Yeah. So if you load the page, and I just put in a breakpoint, then normally there's nothing here, and then there's a separate AJAX request, and that fills up.
Now you have a screen.
Ah, sorry. Okay. You see the screen now? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so there's basically the only thing that is important is that we sort of test all the places where the number of items changes. So that would be on a product detail page if you add something to your cart, or if you open this big cart pop-up, and if you change the quantities here, let's say I change it from 2 to 3, then the update doesn't happen right away, but only after you close this overlay again. Then there should be an update, and then this goes up to 4. So then there's the special cases for gift cards. So if you add a gift card, if you add an electronic gift card, for example, then your other items get removed. So we should make sure that those sort of cases are all covered and work correctly.
Good.
But yeah, other than that, there's not really much to it. So
no. I think we already have all these scenarios identified for this year.
Yeah, because it has been tested also before. Because initially we had some problem with AJAX caching, and that is fixed now for a while. So
exactly.
So, but now it's probably good to test it all over again to make sure.
Yeah. Because we started as a pre-QA some days ago.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's all for this CR. So there's not really much else to talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I think the most complicated for us is the CR6.
Yeah.
The rest, we had some doubts regarding to.
Yeah, and if there's questions, I mean, we're not in the exact same time zone, but close. So if you see me online, just if you get stuck with some questions. No, I'm in France.
Oh, you're in France.
Yeah. Still for a while. So,
What difference in time we have? 4 hours, right?
I think 3. So for me, it's 5 p.m. or 10 past 5 now. We
have 3 hours. Only 3 hours.
3 hours, then, yeah. So you guys are earlier on. It's 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah. So okay. If there's questions for that, just let me know.
Yeah. We have 1 hour. You have 1 hour left.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Sebastian and Ram.
Sure. Cool. Then I think that's all for me.
That's
I don't know.
everything.
Yeah, Moni was recording this, I guess, or I
Yes,
don't know.
yes.
He's
Recording. He's recording this.
Oh yeah, okay. So then, yeah, we can let him know that it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, cool. Well,
Thank you.
thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.